Today we are going to zoom out and talk about international business, which is what happens when companies buy, sell, produce, and compete across national borders. It is a very important part of business, and as you progress in your business education, you will take dedicated international business courses, but in this class it is just a single module. It is easy to think of business as something local or at most national. But the reality is that almost every product you use is connected to the global economy in some way. Your phone, your clothes, your food, your car, even your coffee, all involve international trade. So the first big idea is this: global business is a reality of modern commerce, but how we participate in it and how wisely we manage it matters a great deal. Countries trade for the same reason people do. No one is good at making everything, and no country should try to be. Some nations have natural resources, some have skilled labor, some have advanced technology, others have lower production costs. When countries focus on what they do best and trade freely and fairly with others, everyone can benefit. Economists call this comparative advantage, and it is one of the foundations of global trade. At the same time, it's important to remember that economic strength begins at home. A healthy nation needs productive workers, strong industries, and the ability to make essential goods when it matters most. It is important to consider the concepts of exports, imports, and trade balance. When a country exports, it sells goods or services to other countries. When it imports, it buys from them. If a country exports more than it imports, it has a trade surplus. If it imports more than it exports, it has a trade deficit. The United States typically runs a trade deficit, which means we buy more than we sell. That is not automatically bad, but it does raise important questions. Long-term deficits can weaken domestic industries, increase dependence on foreign suppliers, and leave a country more vulnerable during crises. Smart trade policy looks not just at prices, but at long-term economic strength and stability. There are barriers to international trade. Not all trade is free and easy. Governments sometimes use trade barriers such as tariffs, quotas, or regulations to protect local businesses, jobs, and national security. These tools can be misused, but they also serve a legitimate purpose. A nation has a responsibility to protect critical industries, fair competition, and its workforce. The challenge is finding the right balance between open markets and responsible protection. So you may be asking how companies go global. Companies can enter global markets in several ways. They can export products, license their brand, create franchises, or build operations directly in other countries. Successful global companies do not just chase cheap labor or short-term profit. They focus on long-term value, brand integrity, and responsible operations. They also learn to respect local laws, cultures, and expectations while staying true to their core principles. Within international business, there are opportunities and risks. International business creates real opportunities. Companies can reach new customers, lower costs, and access talent and resources around the world. But there are also risks. Political instability, currency fluctuations, supply chain disruptions, and global crises can expose weaknesses very quickly. Recent events have reminded us that overdependence on global supply chains can be dangerous if flexibility and redundancy are not built in. Smart businesses plan for growth, but they also plan for resilience. Even if you never work for a multinational corporation, international business will affect your career and your daily life. Nearly every industry is connected to global trade in some way. Understanding international business helps you make better decisions. As an employee, entrepreneur, manager, and consumer. It helps you ask better questions about where products come from, how companies operate, and what kind of economy you want to support. Business today operates in a global environment, but strong businesses and strong economies are built on wise choices, sound principles, and a solid foundation at home. Understanding the international business is not just about knowing how the world works. It is about knowing how to participate in it responsibly.